Wouldn't that be an interesting story if that happened in Pittsburgh?
Yes, it'd be a great story. I don't know, and I would love to tell everybody this breaking news, but no, it's really it's really cool to see Aaron at 42.
Yeah.
To see a young man at 22 and all that he's been all what he's been able to accomplish, and where he's at in his personal life, and in trying to make this decision. So he's in a really good place, but I think he's in a really good place.
He may be in a really good place, but one place he isn't in is Pittsburgh, and we're still waiting to find out what's going to happen. Mike McCarthy was speaking last night at a memorial service for the late Packers president, Bob Harlan, and that was his son, the great broadcaster, Kevin Harlan, that was talking to Mike McCarthy. And obviously McCarthy was hired and worked. Was he hired? He was hired right before Harlan retired, I believe, and Mark Murphy became the president and CEO of the Green Bay Packers. So, but obviously the topic of the day as it relates to McCarthy and his new team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will there be a reunion with former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers? We're beyond the timeline from last year. One of the things that the Steelers were making it known early in the process, it won't take as long as it did last year. It won't take as long. It was March 21. The anniversary was on Saturday of Rodgers making his secret, or at least so he thought, trip to Pittsburgh for 6 hours to hang out and ultimately lay the foundation for the arrangement, which was you'll sign at the mandatory minicamp. It's less of a distraction if you're not a member of the team than if you're on the team and you're not showing up for off-season workouts. So that's what we're going to do, and that's what happened. But right now, I mean, the last we've heard from Rodgers is there have been no progressive conversations, whatever that means, toward a contract with the Steelers. And we don't hear anything specific from Mike McCarthy about Aaron Rodgers. And I just wonder, they're not going to come out and tell us. McCarthy's been hopscotching the country. I wonder if he's paid a visit to Aaron Rodgers in California. Last year it was Rodgers going to Pittsburgh because that was all new to him. This year, I think somebody's got to go kiss the ring in Southern California or wherever Rodgers currently is. I wouldn't be surprised if McCarthy's already gone to see him and nobody's talking about it because Rodgers obsessively wants no one talking about those things.
Yeah, I mean, you get the sense that it's going to happen. Like, he's going back to Pittsburgh. He's going to be the quarterback. It's just, like we've talked about with other subjects, it's not if, it's just when. It's like, when are we going to officially make the announcement? And I think it's, it is kind of incredible. I mean, we went to a point last year in the middle part of the year where Aaron Rodgers was telling everybody he was on the 18th hole. I mean, I believe Mike Tirico said it during one of the games. Like, I'm not on the back nine anymore. I'm on the 18th hole. This is probably it for me. And then at the end of the year, the language started to change a little bit to where you're like, oh, he's cracking the door open a little here. And then it just seems like it's kind of stayed open. And you hear quotes and hear things from other players, and the way that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going about their business, they're going about their business as they've been told. I'm leaning towards coming back. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I just want to think it and make sure I'm thinking the right things here, but I'm leaning towards coming back. And so that's where it feels like it's going. But at the same time, I will still sit here like we talked about 2 or 3 weeks ago when we talked about this subject. I'm a little shocked. I am. I'm shocked that the Steelers, again, are going all in on the Aaron Rodgers thing. Once again, making him the quarterback and maybe not looking to the future. I wonder what the plan is at the quarterback position. That's really what I wonder. And, Aaron Rodgers isn't good enough anymore to hold teams hostage. I think that's where we're at, too, and that's what's unusual.
And that's the pretty stark reality here. Late in the regular season, Aaron Rodgers was talking about the future, and he said, I'll be a free agent. I think I'll have some options, at least 1 or 2. When he was on with McAfee a few weeks ago, he made sure to say, and this was not an accidental blurting out of words, he said, I'll be a free agent. We are now 15 days into active free agency. His name has not been mentioned in connection with any other team. There's been nothing. There's been no, if this team doesn't get that guy, they're going to pursue Aaron Rodgers like we had last year. If the Rams had lost Matthew Stafford, they were intent on pursuing Aaron Rodgers. The Cardinals are looking for a starter. Nathaniel Hackett's there. Mike LaFleur's there. He was the coordinator with the Rams last year when Rodgers was the plan B. Nothing about Rodgers and the Cardinals. Not that Rodgers would want to play for the team that, as we said yesterday, can fully renovate and occupy the basement of the NFC West, given the potency of the other three teams in the division. But there's been nothing. There's been nothing. There's no, like Atlanta, where we're going to pursue Tua, and if we don't get Tua, we're going to sign Rodgers. There's been none of that. Vikings, well, Kyler Murray's option A and Aaron Rodgers is option B. His name has not come up in connection with any other team. No. So that's what I think makes Steelers fans the most dismayed. Why are we, for the second year in a row, doing this for a guy that no one else is pursuing? What are we seeing that 31 other teams currently aren't seeing? And I understand the connection to McCarthy, although go read the reporting from Tyler Dunn when he was with Bleacher Report about the final years of McCarthy and Rodgers in Green Bay and ask yourself, is a reunion really in anyone's best interest? I thought from the moment Mike Tomlin stepped down, there was no way Rodgers was coming back. And it's just so odd, as you said, how it changed and how this – and, you know, is it as simple as, Chris, the king of the touchdown to interception ratio cannot let himself walk away from football if his last act in the NFL was to throw a pick six? Is it that simple?
I don't think so. I think he realized he liked playing. He's married. I know he made comments about, his wife liking, the sport and him playing in that. And maybe he still feels pretty good. I mean, again, like he can make it work. We've discussed this. Like we talked about with Tom Brady the other day. Rodgers' arm is still there. Rodgers still can make special throws. It's just, is he willing to maybe take the hit or hang in the pocket to do that? That's what special throws don't just happen like, set hut, oh, he's open for 40 yards. You got to sit back there. You might have to move. Oh, there's Will Anderson. He's going to try to knock my head off. Ooh, let me get out of the way. Oh, boom, now receiver's coming open. Let me throw a laser. I mean, that's where your Joe Burrows and your Josh Allens and your Mahomes are making their money right now. That's what the ballers are doing. And as we discussed, right? I mean, this is probably the fifth time since then. I mean, explosive plays. Exactly, what
Steelers Nation, let me ask you something. If Aaron Rodgers is really the answer again, then why does this whole thing still feel so messy? That is the question hanging over Pittsburgh right now, because the national conversation is getting louder and louder, and the tone is clear. People believe Rodgers probably ends up back with the real long-term quarterback plan, or if this is just one more short-term patch on the most important position in football. The biggest punch from that whole discussion was this. Why are the Steelers so locked in on Aaron Rodgers because when people on national TV start asking, what are the Steelers seeing that the other 31 teams are not seeing? Oh man, that is pressure. That is real pressure. And let's be honest, Steelers fans feel that too, because Rodgers still has the arm talent, still has the name, still has the experience. But the bigger question is whether he still plays the kind of aggressive football you need to win big in today's NFL. That is the criticism. They are saying he can still make throws, but is he still willing to stand in there, take the hit, drive the ball comes from? But here's where I push back a little, Steelers Nation, because the critics are acting like Pittsburgh is just sitting around doing nothing, and that is not true. This roster is stronger. The offense has more shape now. DK Metcalf is here. Michael Pittman Jr. is here. There are more real weapons. There is more support. So if Rodgers comes back, he's not walking into the same situation. No, sir. He would be walking into an offense that is better built to help him succeed. And that matters a lot, because even if he's not the long-term answer, the Steelers do not need him to be the long-term answer right now. They need competence. They need stability. They need somebody who can keep the floor high while the organization keeps building the future. Now, does that mean the concerns are fake? No, not back mystery dragging on and on. I get it, but the way I see it, if Rodgers does come back, the Steelers are not making that move because they think he's 2014 Aaron Rodgers. They're making it because they believe this team is good enough that solid veteran quarterback play is true franchise answer. And in a division with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, you cannot just roll over and wave the white flag. Pittsburgh is trying to compete and plan at the same time. That is not easy, but that is the balancing act. So my final take is simple. Yes, the national media is hammering the Steelers on this. Yes, people are questioning why Pittsburgh keeps circling back to Rodgers. But if he does return, it won't be because the Steelers are clueless. It'll be because they believe this roster is close enough to justify one more serious swing. Yeah, and if they're right, then everybody clowning this plan right now is going to look real quiet when the games start. Now, I want to hear from you, Steelers Nation. If Rodgers comes back, do you see it as one more wasted year or as the best bridge move Pittsburgh can make right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe to Steelers Nation Wire. Here we go.